Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at this new Tom Holland No Way Home Final Swingsuit SH Figuarts action figure. And I cannot believe that I pre-ordered this thing back in last June. I feel like on one hand it was only a couple weeks ago, and on the other I do feel like I've been waiting quite a while to get this thing in hand, because when they first revealed the images of this figure I knew it was going to be right up my street. I love the shiny bold colours to Spider-Man here, and I don't feel like we get that many figures that capture that look to Spider-Man. We do have the Mafex re-release with the shiny blue, and the Revoltech figures aren't too far off either, but I feel like the best to ever do it was this Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics Web Splasher Spider-Man. We took a closer look at this figure here on the channel, and I do just love the colours on it, and we've not really had any figure competing with this piece until now with this SHF, so yeah, of course I had to grab this figure up. It was around £55 all in, if I remember correctly. And I do feel like that is really good value for money here, because our Toby and Andrew SH Figuarts were around £70 to £80, and it looks like we are getting the same amount of accessories and interchangeable parts with our Final Swingsuit SHF figure right here. We also took a look at the Tom Holland Final Swingsuit Marvel Legends figure here on the channel, and I did really like this figure along with a lot of other collectors. This figure did get a lot of praise, especially for the price mark of around £25. We got the interchangeable Tom Holland head, and we got the hands that we needed. So yeah, both of these are great versions of this costume. I want to compare them later on to one another in this video. Let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are on this SH Figuarts piece, and how does it compare for you to the Marvel Legends. Of course, one is £25, one is £55. But at the moment, I do think the SH Figuarts does just slightly outshine the Marvel Legends. See what I'm doing there, the shiny blue? Okay, I'll stop. Let me know down in the comment section below, and while you're down there guys, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, then please hit that subscribe button, and let's not wait any longer. Let's take a closer look at our new SHF Final Swingsuit Spider-Man. So taking a closer look at the box that our figure comes in, I do like how it matches both Toby and Andrew's box, because with these import figures, although I do take them out and play around with them, I do like storing them back in the original packaging. I do find it convenient with all the interchangeable parts and accessories that the figures come in, so I will be putting the Final Swingsuit back in the box and storing them with these guys here, and I like how they all kind of match together. But it's kind of our typical SHF box here. We have Bandai up and the display here, picture of the character and some logos at the bottom. Here is the side of the packaging, the other side of the packaging, and in the back of the box, and I do like these poses. I'm definitely going to copy this one for the Instagram, and then I do have a few other ideas that I want to bust out with this figure here. We have a sort of right up simple style and heroic action, Spider-Man new in red and blue suit. Yeah, I think that's about it really. Let's get this thing out of the packaging. So with our figure out of the packaging, let's take a closer look at what he comes with. We get an alternative head sculpt here, and unlike the Marvel Legends, we get two mask sculpts with this piece rather than one masked and one Tom Holland head. I will take a closer look later on at how the Tom Holland Marvel Legends sculpt looks like on this SHF figure. I do have a feeling it will probably be a bit too big. But at the moment, we've got our two Spidey head sculpts, and I really like the look of both of these. This one, the lenses are just slightly slimmer, but I do like how we have that interchangeable option. And I feel like both of these head sculpts are just sculpted so nicely. There's a level of finesse to this whole figure that just makes it stand out really nicely. And it all starts with these two head sculpts here, so I just love how the web lines look. I love how the lenses look, like they pop out here. They look really nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of both of these head sculpts here. And then we get one long web line which will port into the hand and he can hold. This looks like it's the same sculpt as the long web line that came with Toby and Andrew. One medium whipping web, which is kind of disappointing. We got two with Toby and Andrew, and maybe that's where the price cut comes in. One less web accessory here. One short earth whipping web, and again we got two of these with Toby and Andrew, but I guess again, price cut. We get two web whipping hands which look really nice. Two wall crawling hands which look quite similar to another set of hands, but you can see These ones have the more crooked fingers for obviously all your wall crawling needs. The hands that look kind of similar, which are more just kind of sprawled open, sort of relaxed hands, but these would be good for in air poses as well. And then your web holding hands. And then we've got a set of clobbering time hands ported into the figure at the moment. But I guess I was wrong. I guess we don't get the same amount of accessories as we got with Toby and Andrew. Instead of getting 2 medium webs and 2 short webs, we're only getting 1 with our final swingsuit figure here. But we're also saving £20. The price doesn't really match up for me there, but hey, if I'm saving £20 by only, cutting out a couple web accessories here, I'm not complaining. Especially when the figure itself is looking so damn good here. I mean, this thing, it looks a whole other level, and for me a lot of it comes with the colours that they've used here. I just love the blue. I knew I was going to love the blue, but getting them in person, it's maybe even more impressive than I originally thought. Again, we've looked at the head sculpt, but this whole figure is just sculpted to perfection, and the colours that they've used when it hits the light there, oh man, it looks incredible. This really is one of a kind. I think this just looks really unique. Of course, it's capturing the look of the final swingsuit in the film, but I don't think I've really got another Spider-Man figure that looks as good as this. It stands out to no end. If this was up on your shelf, this is going to be a pure neck breaker, because folk are just going to be turning their heads as soon as this catches their eye. Again, quick look at the head sculpt here. Love just the kind of symmetry here. It's all really nice. The webline design, the lenses are superb. I love just the slight sculpted detail in the black there, and the white just pops. And yeah, just throughout this whole figure, I think the web lines are really sleek. It's really nice. There is no sort of texturing in the red sections. With our Toby and Andrew figure, there was some nice texturing going on. There is none here, but I guess that's just the costume design, and I don't think it needs any texturing. I think it looks great as it is. I love the logo here. It's not my favourite Spider-Man logo, but it does look really nice here on the figure. You've got the usual kind of SHF crotch system, which to be honest at this point I'm really used to. It doesn't even stand out to me. At first it did, and you still get people complaining about it, but as soon as you start posing this thing, I really think the complaints go away, because the range of movement and everything, I think it justifies this, and I don't think it's as bad as some people make out, to be honest. If I was to criticise anything, I think the pegs stand out a wee bit, how they're just all red. You've kind of got this shiny blue going down, and it's broken up by this red peg here, so I wish that wasn't as noticeable. But yeah, the rest of the figure is just flawless, so sleek. I love the kind of sculpt in these sections here, and yeah, that blue is honestly mesmerising. I think the biggest downfall for the figure is this back piece, and I honestly don't quite know what it's for. We get these two things here, and so I'm gonna pop this bit off and discover what it's actually for, because at the moment it seems very unnecessary to me, and I still have no clue. I really don't. Like, that's gonna pour on here, but why? Oh wow, really? Sold separately, so it's for an action figure stand that you don't even get with the figure. That is crazy. That is really disappointing. Like, I knew it was unnecessary having that back piece. I mean, that is some Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics technology that has been outdated for a while. Who's not using your basic stand system here? Like, that's obviously just going to grab onto anything you want it. This is straight from Amazon. I've been using them for years. Why would I need to take a bit off the back of the figure so I can use a stand that I don't even own? That is mental. Yeah, that is a really flawed system. I think that is a really flawed design with this figure, because apart from that at the back, this looks 10 out of 10. This is stunning, man. It looks really impressive. And then when you turn it around, you have this kind of dodgy back piece, and it's for a stand that you might not even have, or you're going to have to spend more money on. The Toby and Andrew figures didn't have that. Like, why would they just randomly use that for this Final Swing Tom suit? That's a bit mind-blowing, honestly. I don't know what else to say. I love the look of the webbing up in this section here. That's just a mess, and I'm super annoyed about that. But yeah, the rest of it, absolutely flawless, and probably one of my favourite looking Spider-Man figures of all time. And I think it's when you start comparing our new SHF Final Swingsuit Spider-Man to some other top contenders, that's when it really shows how great this figure looks, because here are two of my favourite Spider-Man figures of all time. I know a lot of other collectors highly rate both of these figures as well. We've got the Comic Mafex Spider-Man and the Revoltech version 2. Both with some really shiny blues, and I feel like our SHF is holding up with these top contenders. The camera doesn't do it justice. You're probably going to think I'm talking nonsense, but in person I do think the blue is in a league of its own here. On camera it's holding its own next to the Mafex, but I do think there's something about this SHF that just shines brighter above the rest. Okay, I'm going to stop with the puns. I absolutely love all three of these, and of course each figure is captioning a different look for Spider-Man, but both of these figures are also a lot more expensive than your SHF, so going back to that kind of value for money, if you want to get an import Spidey figure that's got the range of movement and an outstanding look to it, for £55, I feel like this is a steal. And here we've got Peter 1, 2 and 3 and SH Figuarts. Goodness, I'm so happy to have all these guys from SH Figuarts, even if it's not movie accurate. We didn't see Tom in his Final Swing suit with Andrew and Toby, but I just don't like the integrated suit enough to pay the premium import price for it. I'm happy with the Marvel Legends, and then to get Tom in his SH Figuarts form, much happier to pick up the Final Swing suit here. And I will say again, this is £55, both of these were closer to around 77, and I'd say he's probably as good as Toby here. Both of these are terrific. I do have the Mohamed Farrell custom head sculpt on Toby at the moment, but even with the stock head sculpt, I'd say these two are probably just as good as each other, and I'd actually say Tom is probably a wee bit better than Andrew. I think the proportions are just a wee bit off on Andrew. I think his hands are a bit too small, and that neck is certainly too long, so the £20 cheaper figure I think is beating out Andrew here, and he's probably just as good as Toby. But that's my opinion anyway, so let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And then we've got our SH Figuarts Final Swing suit next to the Marvel Legends Final Swing suit, and both of these are great. This one's £25, this one's £55, and I'm not afraid to say the SH Figuarts definitely is the better figure, but of course you're paying the more money for it. For me, I think the better things about it are the head sculpts, you know, bringing them closer together. The Marvel Legends one just looks awfully round compared to the SHF here. I really like the lenses on the SHF, and yeah, I think just overall the sculpt's better on the SHF, and I just think the colours are more accurate. And personally, I just prefer the colours on the SHF. Just the shiny blue really screams that Final Swing scene for me, and I love how unique the SHF looks. But again, you get what you pay for, and I wouldn't fault anyone for wanting to pick up the Marvel Legends over the import premium SH Figuarts price mark. And here's our Final Swing suit SHF Tom next to the Marvel Legends No Way Home Green Goblin. And although our SHF figures are normally on the smaller side, around the 5-inch scale, with Marvel Legends being in the 6-inch scale, I think these two work fairly well. I don't think it's enough of a height difference where you wouldn't be able to pose these guys together. I think, you know, getting these guys in a fighting pose and playing with the angles a wee bit, you're not really going to notice the difference in scale at all, and I really like how these two look. And then here is our Spider-Man Classics Web Splasher Toy Biz Spider-Man figure with that bright shiny blue next to our new SHF. And again, I don't think there really is another figure that captures the shiny blue the same way that this figure does here, and I thought the SHF was going to be that new contender, and I think it is. Overall, this is the perfected shiny blue Spider-Man figure for the time being. But this one still has a lighter shade of blue to it that just reflects differently to our SHF here. And overall, of course, this SHF is going to be the far superior figure, but this guy, he's still holding his own with the colours, man. I really like the blue that they've used here, and I've still to see it on an updated figure. Maybe Marvel Legends will do something in the future, or even I would be really happy to see that classic Mayfix Spider-Man with a brighter blue to the re-release, similar to this shade here. I do think that this figure has something that no one else does. I thought the SHF was going to take it, but I think the shade works in the Toy Biz's favour here. So I went to put this Tom Holland Marvel Legends head sculpt on our new SH Figuarts figure here, and it just doesn't really work because of this peg system, which is really annoying. Again, different to the Andrew and Toby SH Figuarts, they just had a simple peg system, similar to the likes of Marvel Legends, but with our final swingsuit here, they had to do it differently. And yeah, you can push that on. I mean, you could probably Dremel out the middle of this Tom Holland sculpt. You can play around with it and get some angles where it's going to work, but in a neutral pose, it's just sitting a bit too high with putting it on as it is. So yeah, wish it could work a wee bit better. Again, you could pose this thing around and make it work, but just on a basic pose on the shelf, it's not going to quite do it justice. And so there we have it for our latest Spider-Man movie SH Figuarts action figure, and I do think this thing really is incredible. The overall look to him is absolutely flawless. I think he just looks superb. The colours they've used on top of that sculpt really is jaw-dropping. The only flaw for me is that back piece. I do not know what they were playing at. Making such a beautiful looking figure to then put that interchangeable back plate on for a stand that we don't even get included with the figure, when they've not even done that for the previous figures, makes no sense to me whatsoever. But it is a kind of minor flaw at the end of the day. I can easily look past it, and again, for the price point of £55, this is great value for money with the alternative head sculpt, all the alternative hands, and the few web accessories that we get. I mean, really, for an import Spidey figure, you can't get much better than that. I mean, everything else is going to cost you a lot more money, and this thing is up there with some of the best of them. I cannot wait to pose this guy around now. I've just taken him straight out of the packaging for this wee video to show him off. It's now time to get some Instagram pictures. I'm going to leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, and it would mean a lot if you could hop on over to the page and check that out. It means a lot to me, guys, that you've watched this video right here, so thank you so much. Please let me know your thoughts on this guy down in the comment section below. While you're down there, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. It does mean a lot. Feel free to hop on over to the channel page, check out any of my other videos. We've taken a look at Toby and Andrew's SH Figuarts, their Marvel Legends figures, all the comparisons that we did in this video we have looked at on the channel, so there's something for everyone. Have a wee look, and again, it means the world. So thank you guys again so much for watching this video, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip flop later. Cheers.